Okay, welcome to our weekly or semi-weekly or whenever we get to it video cast. Trung Bien from the Trung Bien real estate team, Jonathan Popowich from Popowich and Company is here, and I'm Ken from the Ken Rigel Group. And we like to get together and just kind of talk about the market, talk about what's going on with our teams, and just sort of collaborate every now and again. And this week we were talking about how often should you be following up with your clients, and what are you doing for follow-up to past clients? After you've already done a transaction with them. And so I'm going to throw that out to you guys and get you guys to start this and just say, what are you guys doing? Like, what's your thing?
Trung, why don't you go ahead?
Sure. Because I'm going to provide a decent answer, and you're going to come in with this is how you do it, kids. This is how you
No,
do it.
you just give me so many good ideas. So I want to hear what you have to say first.
For me, I would say I don't follow up with my past clients enough, in terms of expectations, but it seems like it is good enough because I do have a lot of returning clients from when they are ready to sell in 5 years or 8 years from the time they originally took possession. Sadly, I do not do any phone calls to my database after they take possession. I'm a text guy. They seem to like text. It seems less intrusive. I like to follow up with birthday cards yearly, so that's a good way to keep in touch. I do have a direct mail newsletter that goes to their house. I give a tacky calendar, which probably
You
resonates
do
with a lot of
calendars?
the. I do calendars,
Yeah.
a little bit tacky, but probably resonates more with the kids and the grandparents than the adults themselves.
Right.
I usually do a 1 year anniversary gift and a 5 year anniversary gift. And then usually when you do the birthday card, the calendar, the gifts, there is some engagement throughout the time that they hold the house. I know that in the first year, I definitely keep in touch a little bit more and systematically. I put reminders in my calendar just to check in with them. But after a year, I don't even know how impactful the question is. Like, how's the house been treating you?
Okay.
I find that question can be a little bit dry.
Yeah.
But that's my keep in touch system. It's pretty basic, but I'm consistent with it. But I have to say it does lead to most clients coming back to me when they are ready to sell.
So, question: what would you say your timeline between touch points is? Like, how often do you let it go before you reach out to a client again?
Post possession, it's like once after the first week, once after 5 or 6 weeks, and then it's pretty much automated after that.
Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
2 or 3 follow-ups by text after possession.
Okay.
I ask them if they have any surprises or unmet expectations. If there's any kind of outstanding tasks that need to be done, such as an RPR or some sort of repair that I can check up on. Happy to help them with. And then after that, it's just mostly birthday cards, the calendar, and the direct mail campaign.
Cool. Right on. John, you've got a pretty robust database and you do a lot of marketing. So, what does your cadence look like? What are you doing to follow up with people you've already done a transaction with? This isn't about, new leads or any of that stuff or farming. This is about what are you doing for your clients after the transaction?
Yeah, it's so we plug them into and I think a lot of us use the same language, but sort of our clients for life system. And it's got a bunch of different names, and I think like anything in this industry, one coach says this over here and another says this over here, and then I meet you guys and you guys are doing this, and you kind of take the best of everything and whatever you can do and make your own system with it. But I think it was in Atomic Habits where it's like you don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to your systems or something like that. And that is exactly what we see with our Clients for Life program. So like Trung, we have a lot of things that are just kind of automated that our admins are running for us. So certainly we do the birthday cards, we do a home anniversary card. And with that home anniversary, we do those awesome looking cookies that we also got from Trung, that idea there, which is just definitely a huge wow factor for a lot of people. Like, hey, how nice is that? A gift on the anniversary of taking possession of this house. Um, so we do things like that. As far as like the other stuff, we'll always do the calendar as well, the hanging wall calendar. This year we're doing wall calendar and day planner because clients complain about the hanging wall calendar for some reason. Some want a day planner. I'm surprised that they use either of them, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
seem to love them. So we'll mail that out to probably about 1,000 people, and then Outside of that, we do a couple of other little things like we do a pumpkin pie giveaway. We used to do a pumpkin giveaway, but we found that that wasn't so client driven. That was a little bit more to like general public. So now we're doing a pumpkin pie giveaway where clients are actually coming to our office to pick up a pumpkin pie. I'm kind of blown away personally by how many people will drive across the city for
For a free pie?
for a $7 pumpkin pie. But we get a couple hundred people,
Dude,
which I
great.
think just shows that they want to engage and they want to continue that relationship. So the one thing that I have learned is that like the email touch points and the newsletters and all that kind of stuff, we were getting more unsubscribes than we were getting actual engagement with any of that. So we completely cut out the monthly newsletter, monthly. So now we're just sending it out quarterly and just do kind of hitting the high points, and we get far more engagement that way.
Hmm.
So yeah, so pretty high level.
Cool.
That's sort of what some of the things that we're doing.
Cool. And so when you guys are following up too, Trung, you mentioned that you're doing a lot of texting now and not really dials. John, what about you guys? Are you dialing a ton, or is it, because you listen to any coach and any real estate trainer, you tend to get the same dribble, and a lot of it, is one size fits all. But in today's day and age, do you think that making all of those dials to your past clients works, or do you have to segment that out and only pick a select few to dial and the rest it's all text?
For me personally, I hate dials.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those things that people are wondering, like, what's going on? Like, why are they calling?
for sure.
There's maybe some select clients where that's appropriate, that
Yeah.
they're phone people and you get to know them and that's what they want. My preferred approach is a video. And the one that I sort of coach the agents on my team with is like, if you can just shoot a quick video, not distracted driving, of course, but hypothetically, if you're driving past their house or in
Park,
the area,
park, pull over to the side of the road and even do the video in front of their house.
totally. But
Yeah.
I like that one where it's like, hey, so and so, just drove past your house and it made me think about you. Hope you guys are doing really well. Yeah, nothing going on here, but anyways, just wanted to reach out and check in and see how things are going. Something like as simple as that
Yeah,
is, I think it's very impactful for a client. And
for
also when
sure.
they see a video with your face on it, they think, wow, that's cool that they actually thought about me and took the time. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's a lot more accepted, video text is now than it was even 5 years ago. I know we were starting to do it about 5 years ago, and people thought it was weird because we were video texting because nobody was doing it. But 5 years later, it's like, oh, yeah, everybody sends video text now. Right.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No, that's great. That's really,
What
really
about
good.
you? Ken, you are a guy though, like I know here you are kind of chairing this, but let's get you talking about your systems because it blows my mind with your block parties and everything that you do. Let's hear
Yeah.
what your system is.
Yeah, so what we did is we've taken again, you take stuff from everybody that you take the best stuff from everybody, like you said, John. And so over the years, we've developed a 36 plus touch point plan. And it goes back to Gary Keller's, the millionaire real estate agent. It started there. That's how I started building out our plan, and then worked through the Brian Buffini program and took sort of those two models and built what we do now. And it starts with a monthly mailed piece to everybody in our database that has done a transaction with us or referred us, or our A plus clients. Then we send out a market report, and then we send out an e-report to back up that mid-month mailer as well. So our goal is to reach people every 2 weeks. We don't want 14 days to go by without them seeing something from us. And so that's the basis of it. And then we layer in 4 client events a year. So John, you mentioned you do the pumpkin pie thing where your clients come to you. We do similar things, but we do like next weekend, we have 200 people coming to the Calgary Farmyard. And so they come, we have a great afternoon at the farmyard. It's a petting zoo. There's all kinds of stuff for the family to do. Our mortgage specialist is handing out pumpkins to everybody as they're leaving. So we get, about 200 people out to those. Generally we do a block party in the summer. We'll do a drinks night in the spring to kick off the spring on a patio somewhere and just invite people. And then we'll tend to do something else. We'll go to a hockey game and invite a lot of people, or we'll do a comedy night at Yuck Yucks or something like that. So we try and layer in 4 client events a year. We've just found that instead of going out to see our clients and doing that every day, because we're just so busy, we can't physically go see people all the time. But to do 4 events a year where our clients are coming to us and we can see everybody in person and we can have conversations with them in person in a larger setting has really been effective for us for being able to stay in touch with our clients and face to face. And then what we try to do is we layer in dials, texts, those sorts of things. The dials to me are like, I don't like being dialed. I'm not picking up the phone if I don't know who it is. If I'm busy, I'm not picking up the phone. So I try and adapt what we do to how I would like to be responded to or how I would like to be reached out to. So we do a lot of texting. We do video texting, John, as well. But one of the biggest things we do is the same thing. You're driving around the community, that client is going to pop into your head. Send them a note. Just send them a note, you know. And we do handwritten cards sometimes too, thank you cards. We do birthday cards. We do Christmas cards. So with 36 touch points, you can build in, we build out this 36 touch point plus plan, and we hit it every year. So most years it's between 36 and 40 touches.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What would you say? Like, I know for me, when I was kind of setting this whole thing up a couple of years ago, it sounded intimidating and a little bit daunting to start doing that. Like, I don't have the manpower to do that, or the capacity, or the financial resources, or whatever it is. What would you sort of advise somebody who's just thinking about doing this, like taking that first baby step and implementing some kind of like a clients for life program?
For
What
sure.
are maybe some of the events or some of the things that you would recommend somebody look at?
Yeah, super easy. Get started. Just worry about the cadence of how you're reaching out to people. And the cadence is every 2 weeks. If it's somebody you know, 2 weeks is a lot. If it's somebody you don't know, every week is not too much. But if it's somebody you know, like if it's a past client, every 14 days, and you can do this without spending any money. You write your own market report, which I do every single month. I write a market report and then I attach the Krebs stats to it to support it, and I email it out free. Piece of content in the middle of the month. You don't have to mail it to 1,000 people. You can email it. Just get some content, write it, make sure it's relevant to your audience, but make sure it's valuable, and then it goes out to your entire database. So that's 2 touch points a month. That's 24 of 36 is done just like that. I try and do things that, if they unsubscribe from our email, they're going to get a piece of mail from us so that, we're not missing people. If you unsubscribe from one thing, you're going to get another thing from us in a different medium, just so there's an overlap and overlay. But if you're just getting started, do the free stuff first. Okay. And then it's little things. You can go, if you're just getting started and you don't have a huge database, pop by people's houses, drop little gifts off for them. Like on the first sloppy snow day of the year, go grab half a dozen jugs of washer fluid and go drop it on your best client's doorsteps with a little note on it, that kind of stuff. The texting out front of their house, the videos out front of their house, that doesn't cost you anything, but it goes so far when you reach out to your clients and you become interested in their lives, and you know things about them. You ask them about the kids, you ask them about, how the vacation was because you knew they went on vacation. When you become really interested in people, you become interesting to them. And there's so many free things you can do to get this thing launched. And then you start, as you're making money, the red light, green light approach. Once you've got the money, start layering in the paid events, start layering in these bigger things, and start with 1 a year, then go to 2 a year. And then if it really works for you, go to 4 a year. But really, you don't have to go nuts out of the gate to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, that's good advice for sure.
Yeah. So, in our world, it's every 2 weeks. We don't want to let 2 weeks go by without somebody getting something from us, be it a text, an email, a piece of mail, or some content for sure.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Trung, anything else you want to add to that?
I would say that 2 weeks is seems quite thick.
Yeah.
But that's
It
just
seems
me.
thick for me too. Yeah.
That seems a little bit thick, but to each our own. If it's working for you, so be it. I think for the newer agent to keep in touch, yeah, do the three things first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the text, the call, do the annual review, do a pop in, and then once you feel like you are a little bit overwhelmed and you want to scale, then you can start delegating some things and do the more automated processes.
For sure.
For me, the video pop in or video text, that's cute. It's good. A lot more common now than it was 5 years ago. But I found that it wasn't scalable. I couldn't delegate that to my admin to do, whereas I could have delegated to my admin a birthday card.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do the video call. Just because if I had to do that, I think I'd take up more bandwidth than I would want.
Got it. Got it. And
Right.
that's the
And
big thing too.
honestly,
How
yeah,
busy are you, right? When
yeah.
like it's great to lay all this stuff in there, but when you're super busy, there's so much of it that falls by the wayside. So it does have to be automated. It does have to be systematized, and you've got to make it simple or it will fall off
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I find that once your database gets big enough, it's things are going to fall through the cracks
Yeah.
if you're the one that's going to be doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And I found that if I was sending him a birthday card, sending him an anniversary gift, direct mail, email, newsletter, I don't think a phone call would have made a difference. Like, I don't think that that person would still reach out to me if I made an extra phone call or two,
And
right? I
I
think if
actually agree with that. And there's going to be coaches that think we're crazy for saying this, but I actually agree with that. It's more about the impactful touch point than what the touch point is, right?
Yeah.
And if the phone call is going to be a wasted call and it's awkward and it's weird, why would you do it? Do something impactful and do something that is memorable. And lots of times those phone calls aren't.
totally, yeah, I agree. And then I also find too, like you probably might not even need to ever follow up if you did a kick-ass job at the beginning. Like if you did an awesome job at the beginning and you serviced the heck out of them and your follow-ups were not the best, there's a good chance that they're going to come back to you unless their niece or nephew becomes a realtor.
Yeah.
That's my observation too. Like there's some people that I didn't do the best with keeping in touch with, but they were very happy with the job that I did and they came back out of the blue.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about too.
The number one way to get repeat customers and referrals is to do an amazing job for people. That's the number
Yeah.
one way to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks so much. I appreciate your time today. Super good topic. I love this one because everybody's got so many different takes on how to do this and how often to follow up and what they're doing. So it's really cool to hear how you guys are doing it. And if you want to reach out to any one of us, all you have to do is comment in the comment section below here and ask us any questions that you want. And we'll reach back out to you and answer anything you want if you want to have a chat about anything that we've talked about today or any other real estate topics too. We're always open to that. John, Trunk, thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome week.
Okay, guys.
Awesome.
Take care. See
Thanks for
ya.
having us. Bye bye.